Hey everyone, welcome back. Jeff from Acme Live Scan and Notary. So today I wanted to talk about knowing your state laws as far as notary work goes. And the reason why I'm bringing this particular topic up is I do recording. I go down to the county clerk's office and record documents for people periodically. And I was down there last week and um, gave the clerk a document, and she says, well, I can't record this because the notary didn't do their job right. And I'm like, okay, so I have to get this re-notarized. And the clerk's like, no, you just have to take it to the notary and they'll just correct it and be done with it. And I'm like, okay, no, that's I've started to argue a little bit with her because I know the law here in California. I'm in California, you can't make corrections to certificates. So but I knew the law, and I'm like, okay, I stopped myself. I'm like, don't don't go there with the county clerk. I mean, I just take it in and share it with you that you need to know your laws so that things can get done properly. So anyway, I got the document back, and I contacted the lady that gave it to me and let her know what was happening, because this is the third time I've been down there. So the other two times they didn't catch this error, and I thought to myself, why didn't I look this stuff over? Because I didn't notarize it myself. It was another notary. It was a split signing where, like, I think of 3 or so notaries notarized different people. But I didn't look at it, and I didn't look at it careful enough. And what was, just to share what the problem was, is the name on the document that's listed needs to match in the certificate. So when you're notary, if it says Jane Smith on the document, you need to write Jane Smith in the certificate. And even though the name of the person could be, Jane Rebecca Susie Smith, the big old long thing, if the document says Jane Smith, you're going to write Jane Smith. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. And so what happened was the notary wrote, they didn't write enough names, so they cut one of the names out that was on the document and just wrote what was on the ID, I guess. I don't know. So, and I had mentioned that to the person when I called her. I said, well, does her ID have this name on it? She said, no, doesn't have that. I said, well, okay, so that should be corrected on the document so that the notary can put the right thing on there, so there's no issue. Or, FKA or whatever. I didn't tell her that, but I'm just like, make it work so that it can be done properly. So it's still in my hands. I have to get it back, but I just wanted to share with you, make sure that you are doing your job as a notary correctly so that these things don't happen. I mean, yes, when you're notarizing your own documents and you're taking care of your own documents, it's a little different story. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, I screwed up or whatever. But the problem is when the documents you're notarizing go to somebody else, another notary in this case, or another person, and then they can't complete the job because you did something wrong, then it's going to make you look bad. So I wanted to share that with you, that do your best to know your laws, to know all the elements that need to be in your certificates, so that when they do go to either the Secretary of State, county recorder, or wherever, that there won't be any issues. And that will actually come back around to you eventually, because people are gonna be like, yeah, every time I record this, there's no issue. When I record so-and-so's, I have to go back because they missed this or that, or it's not going to be that obvious probably to a person, but they're going to if they have to go to another notary to get it done right, they're going to remember that, and they are not going to call you in the future. So they might not let you know, hey, you screwed up. You just won't get the business down the road. Okay. So that's my tip for today. It's not going to be long. I just wanted to share that with you. Get your state manual, the state handbook, study that thing, uh, know the basics, make sure you're following the laws in your state, and then all will be well and good. That's it for today. Thanks, and have a happy holiday season.